welcome to the Caillou Ladies YouTube channel. My name is Eniola Peters, and it's always a pleasure having you here. Just watching, learning, improving on every side. That makes me so happy, and that's what encourages me to come every other time. So, today we have a special guest sitting here beside me. She's so beautiful. She's my sister. She's amazing. Her name is Mrs. Ope Abiola Ige. Hello, Ope.
Hi.
Nice to have you here on the Caillou Lady YouTube
I'm so
channel.
honored to be here as well. Thank you for having me.
Guys, this lady is a complete Caillou lady. I mean, if you don't know the meaning of Caillou lady yet, then you should go back to our first episode. Learn what a Caillou lady is. Ope is a Caillou lady. She's a virtuous woman. She's beautiful. I mean, you can see that. She's strong. She's amazing. She has two amazing boys. She's everything. And then the most important thing for you is she's an addiction recovery coach. And today we have her here to talk on her addiction story and how she recovered and the in-betweens. It's amazing how, from temptations, we commit the vices, it becomes an addiction, and there's so many consequences. I mentioned it like 2 episodes ago. If you watched it, I talked about temptations and how we're tempted by things we desire. It could even be things we don't even know. Yoruba call it ojukokoro, or should I say hunger throats. Yes, something that is not your business. You just want to choke eye and then face the consequences. That is temptation. Temptation itself is not a sin, right?
No.
It is when you commit the vices that it becomes a sin, and then the vices is not taken care of can become an addiction. And Ope here helps people to overcome that addiction. Fine, if you fall for temptation, it's okay. Commit the vices. I warned you, but you still committed it. Okay, let me get someone to help you. Ope is one of those people that help you. So please come along with us on this journey. And if you have any question whatsoever, please don't forget to just write it in the comment. I'll communicate it with her. She can respond on the comment, or you can call us on our phone number to reach out if you need help where addiction is concerned. So, hello, Pep.
Hi.
So once again, nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to share your story?
Yeah,
Would you like
of course.
to share your story?
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
so,
please.
story.
Story.
Okay, so it all started back in secondary school. We had gone for, I think it was summer school, and it was even my first time being in the school, and I just went for the summer school to just try out before I became an actual student. And so I had access to the class. I'd always been, would I say, a naughty child, so I always like to put myself in the naughty people's corner, right? Like where I see there's always a gang, right? So I've always liked to feel among, right? And I think along the course of this conversation we'll come back to that, like validation and everything, self-esteem. So I met this guy, and as the days or the weeks passed by, we became friends, sort of. And towards the end of the summer school, he slipped a CD, right, into my dictionary, and he was like, I put something in your dictionary, you should watch it. It's very interesting, but don't watch it when people are there. And I was a naughty girl, but I had not gone that far. So my mind, going to porn was the last thing that would have crossed my mind. So I went home. Of course, I didn't watch it when people were there, and so I watched it, and then I saw that it was porn.
Wow.
At first, I knew it was a wrong thing. I knew it was bad. I knew I shouldn't be watching it. But then I got interested. I was tempted, right, to keep watching. Not the ideal thing would have been to just put it off, to break the CD, or just get angry. Continued watching it, and hours passed, minutes passed, became hours, became days, became months, and it gradually became a habit. That habit now evolved into masturbation. because very rarely would you see somebody who watches porn and doesn't
without
masturbate,
touching.
right?
True, true.
So went on and on and on like that for a couple of years, until I was about to get married. I knew, like, along the line, you know that this thing you're doing is not right. You know, it's just a matter of choice, honestly. You know, but then there's this thing that addiction does to you, like creates some sort of excitement in your brain. And so it starts from here, right? Your brain always tells you that, oh no, today is just dull. I need that excitement. I just need something to make me feel happy, you know. Or I wake up sad in the morning, I'm like, nothing can make me except I do this. You know, it becomes, when you know you're being addicted to something, now becomes when you can't do without it. It becomes like water. When you wake up and you've not had a cup of water, it's like you feel dry, you feel dehydrated, right? So that's what porn does to you.
Wow.
In our society, it's not common for a lady to say, I have an addiction.
Not at all.
More so to even say I'm addicted to porn and masturbation. It's usually the guys we hear of, you know, being masturbating and wanking and what have you.
Sure.
But
that's true.
It's very rare for you to hear a lady say that. And that was like the very first issue I had. I couldn't tell anybody. I couldn't even find myself saying it to anybody that, oh, I have this issue of masturbating or watching pornography. You know, I remember vividly when I was in university, I went to one of my uncle's house for a short holiday, and I had used their iPad, right, to watch porn. And I think the mistake I did was I didn't delete my
browse
my browse history. And then when I got back to school, you know, my uncle called me. He's like, "Oh, is this the kind of child that you are? Blah blah blah. We're disappointed in you." You know, his wife spoke to me. They were just talking and talking and insulting and just saying everything.
Wow.
You know, and so I thought about that as well. I'm like, how do I come and tell someone that I have, you know, how would they respond? Like, how would they look at me? How would they see me? You know, I'm the apple of my father's eyes. How would it be when he hears that, you know, his only daughter has been doing this? You know, so it was just sort of like a thing of shame for me, and so I couldn't say it to anyone, and so I had to go through the process alone. Going through the process alone was one of the most has definitely been one of the toughest, you know, things I've had to do in my life, because it's like, God, okay, I wake up this morning, I feel the urge to, you know, I'm tempted to, but then I'm telling myself, no, I won't, and then I fall again, and then I start beating myself to it. Why did you do this? You're not worthy, you're not this, you're not, like, you're just only you. You are your own chastiser, you are your own, you are doing everything, you are your own counselor, you are your own. So like your head is about to, you know, and then depression comes in, you're frustrated, like, what kind of life is this? I actually want to stop, but I can't, like, it's difficult, you know. And so I was just doing that. I was going, falling and rising, falling and rising, falling and rising. And then before I got married, you know, I just told myself, look, it's not going to be easy, but you just have to. You have to do it. You know, you just have to. It was extremely tough to finally, you know, and that's when the devil knows how to. The devil is a bastard, but he's smart, right? He knows how to place some certain things around you. You know, the temptation will now be more. Trust me, the urge will be more. I'm like, hey, I'm actually, well, I'm also married, so it's not like a big deal like that, like you know. So I mean, I was successful in recovering from addiction. At that point, right? At that point, I thought I was successful. Let me say, I thought I was successful.
I was just going to say that.
Yes, I thought I was successful because I mean, I had stopped. You know, I wasn't. The temptation had gone. You know, there was no urge whatsoever. You know, I was just looking forward to like getting married and just making it official. You know, and then I got married. The first night was, you know, amazing. I was actually looking forward to the first night, thinking that is this guy going to meet up to my expectations? Because the thing that porn does to you is like you have a stereotype of what sex should be like, right? And so that was really one of my concerns. That is he going to be able to meet up to the standard, you know, and all of that. The first night, I think it was just all the adrenaline of, you know, of holding back that just, you know, made it look like, oh yes, everything is there again. So a few months right into the marriage, and then I noticed that what's happening? There's no energy like that before, and so that's when it dawned on me that this is my reality. Like, hey, this is my reality. This is what this is going to be. And at that point, I've not told my husband, right?
Oh, you never told him before you guys got
No,
married?
I didn't tell him. I didn't tell
Wow.
him because I felt I just said, well, I'm done with this.
It's a past.
It's a past. Don't make that mistake.
Please don't.
Don't make that mistake. Say it, say it, say it. Say it so
Always
that if they are going to be able to deal with it, you know before, right? And so at that point when I now had to tell my husband, like we had that conversation, and for a few days he just blanked out, like he just couldn't. My husband is sort of one of the good boys that in the Christian home and all that. He couldn't just bring his mind to understand why somebody will be watching porn. Like there are people like that. And why? Really? What are you seeing there? That's when like the mini issues started. Right? It was communication issues. He started to withdraw, because he felt like he couldn't satisfy me. So what was the point? A lot of communication issues here and there, lack of trust. Then he was now thinking that if it seems like I can't satisfy you, so you are going to start going outside, you're going to start going somewhere else. It was just a lot. And then I think the last straw, right? It was, I think, one very huge argument that we had. When my husband said, "Look, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore." And then he left the house. He went. He was, he didn't sleep home. Call, he didn't pick up. He was just, "Look, I don't just want to be in the same space with you for now. You just have a lot going on. Do you understand? You have a lot going on." And then me too, there was a church beside my house. I'm like, "Hey God, have mercy on me." I went to church, I slept in church, like I was just praying all through the night. I was really devastated, I was frustrated. I'm like, "God, what kind of life is this?" It's not like I know what I'm doing is not good, but I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it. That's why I stopped. Help me, help this my mind, renew my mind, you know. And gradually, I mean, there was some sort of healing, small, small. But then, because there was withdrawal, I forgot to add this before. There was my husband withdrew from me, when it comes to having sex. I relapsed for a while because I sort of have a high sex libido, right? High sex drive as a result of that masturbation and watching porn and all that. And so I relapsed because I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want to cheat on my husband, but I'm feeling this way. So I feel like this is the safest way. And not cheating. Not cheat. Not cheat, right?
That's a topic,
yeah, that's a topic. It's like the safest way to not cheat is just to get my stuff done and be over with it. So back to recovery. So final, hallelujah.
Praise God.
The journey started again, of now self-discovery. Because trust me, the period of when you're addicted to something, you don't even know who you are.
True.
It was in marriage I had to discover myself. I thought I knew myself before marriage, but it's a lie. I was just doing whatever.
Are you saying generally, or are you saying your sex life?
Let me not say I didn't know myself 100%, right? Of course, then I was a church girl. Like I was kabashing. I was doing everything. I was organizing meetings, Christian meetings, and all that. That was just the only limit that I had. That wasn't allowing me to really progress, and look at myself in a better light. I feel like I was just using all of that as a shield or a compensation, for myself to make me feel like, oh, you're not such a bad girl after all. You understand? But that was a big barrier for me. And so it was after that, the whole recovery, I started to actually go into like self-discovery. Oh, I can actually do this, I can do this. You start feeling happy with yourself, you feel secure, you feel there's just peace of mind, your heart is not, look, addiction, you're not at peace with yourself. because you're doing something now, you're scared, want to do something, like you want to smoke or you want to drink or you want to watch pornography, you have to now start planning yourself throughout the day.
And then be in isolation.
Let me wait, be in isolation. What? Let me wait for him to go out, or let me wait for them to go out so that I can have my time. Or you lock yourself in the room. You're just living your life, and that's what the devil does that we don't know. You're just wasting your time, right? You're just whiling away, right? And so it's like trying to recover now the lost years. That was like my favorite verse of the Bible then.
All the years that
please recover me, please.
Wow.
So,
It was canker worm indeed, actually, because that's what addiction does.
Yeah. So that's our story.
Wow. Wow, that's such a very deep story.
Yeah.
So what prompted you to help people recover from addiction?
I mean, for the fact that I had to go through it alone, I think now, in our current time now, is even easier. We have a lot of counselors. We have a lot of therapists. It wasn't as then.
Back
You
then,
barely see even married counselors said you have to go to church. And there are certain things you can't even discuss with the counselor. And so I just thought, why not just use my experience, use what I've gone through. I also had to do like a few short courses here and there to have proper knowledge, and to just help people, just be that safe space. Because a lot of people don't want to feel judged when they come to you. They don't want to feel judged. I've had someone who came to me and like, look, don't judge me. Don't preach to me. Just help me. A lot of people don't want to feel judged. A lot of people don't want you to start telling them, you have done bad, you have done. No, they know they've done bad. They know they've been doing bad. Just help them. And so that was why I just started.
Wow. So if someone is addicted to, let's say, sex, for example, what are the steps to come out of recovery? Like basic steps. I know the first step is to accept that you're addicted, right?
Right.
You don't think everything is addiction. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, everything is not addiction.
Everything is too much of everything is not always addiction, is it? I mean, like too much of coke is not addiction. Okay.
Coke master.
No, okay, so but I'm just thinking, for instance, for me to be doing a particular thing over and over and over again, when is that point for that I know that this is an addiction that's become an addiction?
When you're no longer in control.
Okay.
When you're no longer in control, the thing literally takes charge of you.
And it's very bad.
Very bad. It's just like I was speaking to someone yesterday. I'm like, look, you need to stop this mood swings here and there. I'm like, you're letting your emotions to control you. That's what it is. You have total control of what happens to you. You decide how you want to, the mood you want to be throughout the day. It's a decision. And so when something begins to take control of you, like you are not in charge of what, you just wake up one morning and then you just feel like 10 bottles of, of whatever. Addiction to sex is so bad because you don't even care who it is you're having sex with. The end goal is just to be satisfied. To have orgasm, and that is it. Some people don't even have orgasm, but it's just to be satisfied
and just go.
They don't care who the person is or whether the person is infected. Is that bad? Some people don't even wait. Have you done tests? Some people don't even wait to use protection. So it's that once you see yourself, you have sex with anything, anybody. Yeah.
So what are the process to recover from addiction?
Like we said, I mean, accepting and coming to terms with the fact that you have an addiction. The next thing will be making a decision. Because whether we like it or not, everything is choice. God has given us power of choice, right? So it has to be making the choice that this one. I know it's definitely one of the toughest decisions in recovery because you are liable to relapse, right? Relapse happens. I tell my clients a lot that relapse happens. Don't beat yourself to it, but you need to always, after you have made a decision, right? I always say, know your why. Why do you want to recover from addiction? It does something to you that you don't like. Why? Understand your why. Because if you don't, I've had clients who they relapse and then they come to me, oh, I don't think I can do this. I'm like, go back. I refer you back to your why. Remember your why. What is the end goal? So I'm saying, oh, I want to have a better relationship with God, or I want to be a better wife to my husband, or I want to be a better mom to my kids. There's a why you want to do this. There's a driving force. So always remember that. The next thing you want to do, of course, is have somebody that you can share things with.
Very important, like an accountability
Yes,
partner.
sometimes I don't really like to say an accountability partner because in this recovery journey, right, people don't, like I said, people don't like to feel judged. And then some people usually feel like when you have an accountability partner, like you're going to meet someone to
report card.
like like a report card, and say, oh, I've done this, I've done this, man. No, you just have someone that you can express yourself to, someone you trust that you can say, look, I'm feeling this way. I just want to talk to you about it. Oh, I have done this. Oh, I just want to, share this with you. Just have someone that you can, but then not just anybody, right? Before you have someone, make sure that the person also understands your goals, where you're heading to. Not just any friend that you tell, oh, I've done this, I've relaxed, and say,
you're doing well.
You're doing well. Let the person be one that can help you reach your goal, right? Not just anybody. So when you've had somebody, I always tell people to pray every day. Be consistent. Talk to God. Talk to God every day. Not bashing, not no. Just talk to God every day. As small as it sounds, or as small as the time may be, or the minutes may be, it does something to you.
It does something true.
It helps you, because it would have never been an addiction if there was no void in your life.
No addiction without the void.
Yeah. You can kabash this morning, right? And be tempted of something, fall into temptation that same day. Doesn't mean that kabash,
it did not work.
It did not it did not work.
True.
It all started from here. It's your mind. It's your mind. I think it was Pastor Smith that said that before you have sex with someone physically, you have sex with the person in your mind. And so before you do something, the whole thing has played.
You have imagined.
Exactly.
I think the mind is a very strong place that a lot of things happen.
The prayer that is very important. After that, I would say that a hobby.
Okay.
Get
like going to the gym.
Well, not necessarily, but just get busy, right? Because a lot of times, I have thought of watching pornography when I was doing nothing.
True.
You think of having sex when you are less, if you are busy.
That thing they say now,
I don't mind the devil's workshop. It really is,
correct.
Right? Just get busy. Read a book. Write a novel. Just do whatever. I had a client who called me one time. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling this way. Oh, I want to watch pornography. Oh, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling that. I'm like, okay, so what are you doing now? Nothing. I'm like, okay, what can you do in your house? I've done everything now. So and I'll bring out all the clothes in your wardrobe and rearrange them, sort them out color by color, play music, and whether it worked for her. When she was done, she's like, oh my goodness, I just woke up, I was tired, I have to sleep. So when you're doing nothing, you want to, your brain will try to make you want to, fall into temptation again and relapse and all that. So just get busy. The next thing you want to do is, I always like to say that because I feel like when people write, it helps them a lot.
Writing like a journal.
Okay. A lot of times I've come in contact with people who their addiction is there's a root cause. As a result, as a result of me going to always want to be with the bad guys. Right, going back now, is as a result of having low self-esteem. I always had low self-esteem growing up, and so I felt like people validated me. When I'm feeling among, I feel like I'm important. When I'm rocking with the bad guys, like, I'm feeling important. I'm feeling
the big boy.
I'm feeling big. Meanwhile, some people being addicted to alcohol would be as a result of maybe family issues. Could be as a result of maybe financial issues. There's always a root cause. There's always a root cause. So try to write. Try to express how you feel. I think this can go hand in hand with having someone that you can share something with. If you're not so much of a writer, but just express yourself. I feel like when people talk, it helps a lot.
It helps.
Talk, just talk, communicate. When I have my programs, I have sessions where I just call and let you talk. Just vent as much as you can. It helps a lot, no matter how small. And then always remember your why.
Very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The processes, right, are not as, will I say, difficult, right? It's just a matter of going through them, going through the struggles, because whether you have a coach or not, at the end of the day, you're still the only one in your room. You're still the only one, holding your phone. So at the end of the day, it's still a matter of choice. It's difficult to being addicted to drugs is a whole ball game on its own, because you're going to have to go through medical help as well. You're going to have to really detoxify your body, because that one is even going to there are a lot of withdrawal symptoms. It's just a lot. I had someone come to me who was addicted to drugs, and so you have to seek medical help. So it's not an easy journey. It's definitely not an easy journey. Is in fact, sometimes you break down and cry. You will feel like, what am I doing? Frustration will come in. But then at the end of the day, why are you doing it?
Why are you doing it?
Why do you want to stop? Why do you want to recover? That's what you should always look forward to. Yeah, and it's one day at a time. One day at a time.
No pressure.
No pressure. It doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in 1 month. Some people, it doesn't happen in 6 months. It's a gradual process. But if you are consistent, within let's say 4 to 5 weeks, you can learn or stop a habit, right? If you are consistent.
If you're consistent
at stopping. And so a rigorous process, right? The process of that 1 month. And so when you have been successful to a certain habit, right, in that period, is now left for you to make a conscious effort
to stop,
to remain, to be, to just remain there and not go back. Remain stopped or hang there. Don't go back. So usually we do like 4 weeks courses, 4 weeks programs, 5 weeks program, because it's rigorous. We have to back to back, and it's that back to back that is usually better. Because when you do like long, you're giving yourself gap, you will rest. But when you have someone back to back on your case, you're not that I don't have time. I've given myself this period of time, so I just have to meet up. I just have to, and you have to be true to yourself. You have to be disciplined.
Babe, that's the most important thing in this world, being true to yourself.
Yeah, you have to be true to yourself. You have to be disciplined, like extra disciplined. Not just, well, it's me. Nobody's going to beat me anyway. It's my life. I can live it how I want. No, you have to be disciplined if you want to stop a habit. If you have to throw your phone away, there's a part of the Bible that says that if your eye causes you to sin, remove it. Yeah. So if there's a device in your house, if there's something in your fridge, as little as no, let's not even say Coke. Maybe what's this one now that a lot of people drink that's so minor, like smell of ice now, for instance. As little as that is, throw it out. No matter how small the percentage is,
don't tempt yourself by saying I am a strong person.
Yeah, I can deal with it. As small as a movie on Netflix.
True, just stop subscription.
That has subscription. Just stop. Scatter the subscription.
I'm telling you.
Like, don't go back. It's a whole lot of discipline in anything. So after making that decision, discipline is next.
It is.
You have to be self-disciplined. Else, nobody's going to come and do it for you.
Nobody will do it for you.
We can only help you. We can only put you through. We can only be by your side, hold your hand through the journey. But at the end of the day, it's still you that decides. Because I'm not going to enter your toilet with you to see when you masturbate or not. So you still have to make the choice at the end of the day. So everything starts with you renewing your mind.
Mind renewal.
There's this book of Joyce Meyer. I can't remember the name. That's one of the books I
Battlefield
read.
of Mind.
Battlefield of the Mind. That's one of the books I
Very
read
powerful.
that helped me. I this morning said while dressing up, I still saw my journal on that book.
Mm,
So it was one of the books that really, really helped me.
Mm.
You have to renew your mind.
you have to.
You have to renew your mind. Affirm yourself.
Mm.
Right? Say good things to yourself,
And
nice
there's
things to
so
yourself.
many affirmative
Yeah.
affirmation
Online.
on
So
YouTube.
many. Too many.
Self-affirmation,
And we're so
self-love,
blessed now with the
others.
internet that you can,
Everything is accessible.
yeah, everything is accessible. So
Yeah. Thank you so much, Okwe.
Thank you for having
I've
me.
learned a lot, and I hope
Thank
you guys have learned a lot. Addiction is not a joke. Addiction is not a joke at all. So if you're out there and you're watching this and you really need help, please just reach out to us and we'll connect you with Okwe to go through a proper coaching course of how to overcome addiction. Addiction of any form. Addiction to sugar, addiction to sex, addiction to masturbation. Please, sex and masturbation is not the same thing, no. I mean,
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay.
No.
Addiction to gambling, addiction to alcohol, drugs, so many vices. There are so many vices out there. If you're addicted to anything, please don't do this alone. You need help, and that's why we are here. That's why the Kayin lady is here to help us. Me, I can't do everything on my own. I'm not an addiction recovery coach, but that's why I have sisters, I have families that are doing different things, and we are all here together. There's going to be more of this coming. More people are going to come to talk about different things. But Opa, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Most important thing that I picked today is be true to yourself, whatever you decide to do. Because if you're not true to yourself, you can't even accept you're addicted to whatever it is we're talking about. I mean, you can be denying, like some of us, that you're not addicted to coke, but you know that you don't have control over coke. You are addicted. So if you need help to stop, please reach out to us and we'll connect you. Thank you guys for watching so much. I love you guys so much. And Ope, thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
Alright, guys. So just before you go, don't forget to share this link with other people to benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to click the notification button so that when more contents are coming in, you are the first to see.
And subscribe.
Thank you. Alright, guys. I love you